Hello everyone and welcome back to the stream. We're here on LMU once again at Sebring once more for some more racing action. Qualifying is just beginning, so wanna get out fairly quickly. I'm just double checking the setup. But welcome everyone. Hope you are all well. Evening geeky. Let's head out. Try not to spin the car. A little easier to get out of the pit lane here in a GT3 car than it was in the Hypercars on Wednesday. And I would say in general, after a race on Wednesday, I would say the GT3s in general are just easier around here. At least that's how it felt to me. As we head out of the pits. For our qualifying session, we have 10 minutes of qualifying here. And then the second 10 minutes are for the Hypercars. And we're technically on our first flying lap with how WEC uses a different pit lane here. Never talked about this, about why the WEC uses a different pit lane to what is normal at Sebring. Because there is, of course, the pit lane on the start-finish straight that is always used for IMSA. But of course, when WEC came here in 2023, it was part of a sort of super weekend alongside IMSA. And so there wasn't really space for the WEC teams in the normal pit lane, and as such, they sort of made their own pit lane on the back straight. And yeah, that's where they reside, and it means, yeah, the pit lane doesn't occupy the same straight as the start-finish straight. But yeah, as I was saying, GT3 car feels much easier, much more enjoyable to drive around Sebring here than the Hypercar did on Wednesday. The thing is, and we're going to see this over qualifying, the tyres do get very hot. Especially the front tyres. Oh dear. Ew. That's actually the first time I've ran wide a couple of times there in practice. First time I've actually met the tyre wall. We'll go with that much. Still gotta be a little careful round that's our hairpin. Annoyingly, we're just sort of gonna have a little bit of traffic here. Well, we can slot in behind this BMW. We've got warm our tires up again. And we'll have 3 flying laps here. How am I? I'm alright. I've had a bit of a quiet day. Started to prepare some thumbnails for the next week. So I can get all of next week's, or the streams for the next week scheduled. I may need to back up from this BMW a little bit. BMW's thrown it off, so we'll carry on. Since we now have the track position. Another thing with the GT3 cars here is you can be a lot more aggressive on this curb on the left-hand side. Tomorrow we're racing at 7 PM. Qualifying starts at about 10 to 7. So another flying lap in here, but this is really our first flying lap with warm tires. I can see immediately the effect that the warm tires have. 6/10 up through the opening sector, 6.5 even. Thanks to the BMW there. Made a mistake reversing off the racing line. So we're about 3.3 seconds off provisional pole, but 1.4 seconds up on our current lap. Yeah, top drivers are just really quick here. That gets us up into P5. One final lap here. Try and make up the last bit of time. We find a quarter of a second through T1. A little bit deep though into turn 2. Okay, good speed on the run to the hairpin though, to end off the first sector here. So we're 3/10 up once again. Only need 23 thousandths to get up to P4 at the moment. Deep into the right-hander here. Has cost me a couple of tenths, I would say. You can see there just how much more aggressive we can be on the curbs compared to the Hypercars. Run up to the line now, and we do get ourselves up into P4 as the Hypercars go on their way for their qualifying session. Yeah, 1.5 seconds off of P1. You can see quite big gaps here throughout the top 5, but then it closes up for the 14 cars we have, except the 14th car didn't set a lap time in. 15 Hypercars as well. Track is really warm at 47 degrees track temp, and we've already got Hypercars times coming in, as of course, again, no outlap really. You just take one corner. Let's see. Let's go on board with a Porsche here. So, a little reminder tonight, continuation of our Friday series, where last week we were at Spa, and it was quite an awful race at Spa, really. Really struggled with the Ferrari through Rouge and Raidillon. Had 3 spins there, as very close at the moment at the top of Hypercar. So yeah, 18-minute race. So we'll be guaranteed a pit stop. But won't be too long of a pit stop. With the high temperatures and high tower, there is maybe a possibility of a tyre change or two. but it might only be the front tyres, if so. Which I'm kind of interested to do just for the sake of doing something different. Toyota very close to the wall there. Puts him up to second place. We've got a Peugeot with a rear wing. He is seems like they're backing off on the throttle trace, but their speed seemed like they were flat out. Maybe it's a hybrid thing. Porsche are just running a bit wide. Oh, Fry has had a bit of a whack with something. Yeah, looking at one of the older Porsche now. Oh, just tapped the curb and has spun themselves round. So only a few minutes left of quali for the Hypercars. Still a couple of people still to get laps in. Let's see. Someone's obviously not loaded in. I think this person was struggling with their game crashing. A little bit of a slide for the Ferrari, trying to put the power down. I've had a 15th GT3 join as well, which is good to see. Interesting that how the brakes on the Ferrari, the rear brakes were glowing, but the fronts were not. Which is quite unusual for a car. Usually the front brakes would be glowing first, as they do a lot more work than the rear brakes. You know, your brake bias is usually set forward as the weight of the car goes forward and the front tires get more load on them. But of course with the some of the Hypercars, their hybrid system is on the front axle, as it is for the Ferrari, in which case the hybrid system will be doing some of the braking. I think it's up to 200 kilowatts for the Ferrari that they can regen for. Yeah, this Ferrari's struggling quite a bit. It'll be the same for the Toyota too, though their wheel rims, I think, are a little bit more... no, you can see it clearly there. Rear brakes glowing, front brakes dull as anything. Just shows you the work that the hybrid system is doing for the braking system. But yeah, 200 kilowatts of braking force helping to recharge the battery. For the Ferrari at least. I'm not too sure about the Toyota. Haven't driven it yet on this game. But yeah, these should be the final laps in qualifying. Toyota currently sitting in second place at the moment. Can they get themselves up to pole position on their final lap? Nope. No improvement for the Toyota. Let's see, BMW now coming up to Sunset. Has hit the inside wall at Sunset. At least all the hypercar drivers have got a time in, and none of them will be starting from the back of the pack. Ferrari's also completed their lap. We'll watch the silent Porsche. That's also pretty sure I set a button to load vehicles in during practice, but doesn't seem to be working, or doesn't work in the replay. Cross line, they get themselves up to P3. Or can the actual Porsche set themselves? They move themselves up one place to P12. And then this BMW, I think, has already done all their laps. So we'll back out. Just quickly gonna... Yep, set that button correctly. So odd. Anyway. GT3 times were 2-minute 2s, let's just say, when we have full fuel and a pit stop. So we should see probably 40 laps. So we'll need like 11 or 12 laps. So let's say 50, well, might pay in 50%. I think that will probably be about a good amount. Interesting strategy there from the WRT BMW. Would not recommend wet tires in this conditions. The tires track temperature is much lower, down at 32 degrees, which is good to see. But yeah, when it was very warm in practice, the front left tire was over 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. The gridding sequence and the sort of formation up to the line is very iffy on this game.
Green flag, green flag.
As we're away for our 80-minute race here. On the inside down towards turn 1. Oh, just about avoided that Peugeot spun. Good awareness from the other drivers as well not to have another crash as we all tried to avoid them. Though I don't think all the drivers behind avoided them. Avoided the Peugeot. We're in a sea of BMWs at the moment. Two BMWs in front of us, two behind. So this race taking place at sort of sunset time, 7 o'clock in game. Another yellow flag in front. Another hypercar having issues. See, they're just getting going again now. But we are down to P5, unfortunately, after that start, but we made it through without any contact, which, having a hypercar spun in the middle of the track in front of us, I would say is good going. Gives us a challenge, and I'd say if we can get ourselves back up to P4 here. Couple of cars already into the pits, including the Peugeot hypercar. BMW in front running a bit wide. But we're opening up a gap to the cars behind. BMW all over that inside curb. Yellow flag out again, another hypercar with issues. That was going to be an almost certain crash. Put him back out there. But yeah, BMW saved her by the Ferrari being off. Meant I couldn't commit to making a move. Only 4 thousandths quicker than the BMW last lap. But I feel like I have much more pace than this. Just need to get into a rhythm, get head down and push on. Another yellow here. That Ferrari again having an issue at this right-handers. This time I'm the one that runs wide. That's a GT3 car that was off there on the left-hand side. They've returned to pits. BMW maybe a bit distracted, ran out wide there. BMW taking a different approach to Sunset this time. Caught me off guard a little bit. Yeah, both of us going much faster in that lap than our previous laps. BMW out wide there. Didn't get the car turned into that final left-hander as well this lap. Got Hypercar not too far behind us. There is a Hypercar. Parachute that spun on lap 1. So we make up 4/10 back on the BMW. Closed in a lot through T1. I got in a bit early. Turned in too early. Put me on a bad line through that left-hander, which kind of tightens up a little bit on the exit. Gonna have to try and close in once more. BMW out wide now this time. Both of us just keep making little mistakes. BMW opting for a different line through Sunsets or taking a wider entry. You can see that front left, 94 degrees. BMW took that bad line I did last lap. So we've closed back in a little bit. Hypercars starting to make their way through the back end of the GT3 field. BMW wide again into that corner. And we're right on their tail. Using all of the curb through the left-hander there. Slight scrape of the tyre wall, looks like go away with it. But the BMW seemed to have sort of got a better drive out of their hairpin than we did. There's first hypercar on the relative. Big slide for the BMW there. You can see the hypercar in the mirror now. It's going to catch us at this awkward spot. Hypercar playing it safe. Might give them the room just in case. Got out wide there, got a little bit of understeer. Tyres are struggling a little bit, especially the fronts. Big jump there on the grass. I say big jump, not that big of a jump. Starting to fall off the back for the BMW this lap, making a few mistakes. BMW behind starting to close us in too. Well, the Hypercar's gone to the wall at sunset. That looks like a Toyota. That Porsche just did not leave me enough room there. Oh yeah, I have to pit. Steering's absolutely fucked. I'm good with the hairpin since I've cars behind me. We have to make another splash and dash later this race. Because we're definitely not going to be able to make it to the end from here. Just seeing if the I kept the engine fired. Damage is like nearly a minute though. A few cars coming down pit lane already. Still have 20 seconds. I mean, it looks like we have about 30 laps to the end, but a full tank of fuel's only 23. Yeah, that's... that is not enough. And we did take front tyres during that pit stop. Just because if we're going to try and make up the time, we're going to need a bit of pace, and the only way we're going to do that is with front tyres that aren't as dead. Of course, we'll have to get these tyres up to temperature. It's actually really annoying that I've come out so close to this BMW, because I'm kind of either have to try and pull away from them or let them through and hope that I don't get stuck behind them. Yeah, we're starting to open that gap up now. McLaren has had an issue by the bridge. Can see the sun setting in front of us. Luckily it isn't too blinding on LMU here. Yes, 0.3 quicker than the BMW last lap. Thrown away pretty much all that time and a bit more through the first sector this lap. Toyota running out very wide there. That's the leader too. That was very ambitious from that Porsche. Well, one thing that's nice to know is we've definitely got time progression this race. Because I feel like every time I checked to see if we had time progression in any race so far, the time's just been static. But now it's like, oh yeah, you can see the sun is setting, you can see the time is advancing on the MFD. Further opening that gap out to the BMW behind. We've closed in a bit on the BMW in front, the one we were fighting before that incident with the Hypercar Porsche. I know it was one of the Judah Porsches we had that incident with. A bit of confusion with this fry there. Weren't able to get the move done on the brakes. I wasn't on the racing line, but that's the side of the track I kind of just got stuck on, and I didn't want to cross in front of their noses. Now, where are you going? If that's the same Porsche that I had the crash with, which I've a funny feeling it might have been, I feel like they just need to learn a bit more multi-class etiquette. Pinching down in the braking zone. And then they're just not knowing where the GT3 is going to go, which it was very obvious in that case. I was going to stick to my racing line, which runs out, uses all of the track on the exit of Sunset. Jared is a bit of a worse, though they're 15th, which I'm pretty sure is last in the hypercar class, so makes sense that they didn't want to take a risk like that. You can see the sun has now set. We can no longer see it on the horizon. degrees for the front left tire. Minutes into this stint now as well, and the tires are starting to drop off. I missed my braking zone there. That long route costs you a lot of time, a lot more time than I expected it to. Peugeot's being a wuss. Just gonna have to follow this BMW now. I wouldn't say it's quick enough. On them to just throw a move down like the inside. Halfway through the race now. Fortunately, it's going to be difficult to know sort of where we stand until the end of the race. A little bit too much of a cut there. We are closing in on P10. I imagine with the pit stop time difference, of course, I'm going to have 20 less seconds of fuel to take on board. And I'm not going to be changing tires since my final stint, once I do pit for a splash and dash, it's going to be so short to the end. It's only going to be like 5-10 minutes. That's not going to be worth it. A little bit wide there. Bit too aggressive, trying to get on the throttle. don't know how the BMW feels about having us follow them. Probably fine with it when I was sort of a little further back, but sort of now that I've been closing in, might be a little annoying for them. Spin the car a little deep into the hairpin. Then car went spin round when I got back on throttle. That McLaren is for position. That will get us up into P10. Go follow through the prototype, not what I was expecting. I was expecting to use the BMW, but instead we used the Toyota Porsche. Bit of a per line through sunset. Don't know where that Porsche thought was gonna go. It had a look to the inside and had me worried. Is the Toyota Porsche up ahead? Just ran wide. BMW that we're chasing down for position has pitted. We are getting to that point where everyone else would be pitting. Fortunately, there's no fuel or energy numbers on the Ferrari's steering wheel. So tires are probably on around 60%, probably a little under 60% for the front left. And just over 60 on the front right. I have a feeling the leader didn't take new tires. Deep into the hairpin again. So we've got like 12 laps, minus 7 is 5 laps of fuel we need to refuel for. But I'm gonna go 6 laps. Soon, BMW, soon. Or McLaren, sorry. Leading BMW went off. And or was that leading BMW? No, it looks like that was actually a different BMW. We're up to P8 now. Little late on the brakes. Well, that's sketchy again on the grass in the braking zone. Yeah, that's not how you overtake the lower class. Like, oh, I'm just gonna cut the corner. Ah, yeah. No. And also then the Toyota is the one that's gone off track. It's not up to me to let them rejoin. It's on them to rejoin safely, so... That's why I kept the car down the inside of the right-hander. It's like, you know, I'm not the one that has to give way here. It's you, and my race is already down the drain a little bit. So I don't have much to lose by having a little rub. And let's be honest there, if either of us were gonna spin, it was gonna be the Toyota. Yes, some new front tyres. And I mean, new, not 19 laps old now. Tyres would be nice. Be interested to know what the car balance would be. Oof. Just looked away slightly for a moment there and didn't notice the Ferrari hitting the wall and suddenly slowing down. Ferrari struggling a little bit there to make a clean move. So the ambient temperature has only dropped like 1 degree, I think, over this race as we've gone into the dark, but the track temp has dropped by about 5, if I'm remembering what the temperatures were at the start of this session, start of the race. Which isn't too much. Not as severe as what I remember from ACC. Still 16 minutes for those temperatures to develop. Be interesting to see if they drop even further. Accidentally double shifted there. Car crashed at sunset, looks like a hypercar. Not sure if that fry has damage or not. I would assume so. Which is a little bit annoying, cost us a bit of time there. Takes a little trip across the grass, which will hopefully just let us stay in front for this lap. Because it of course still has all its straight line speed, but doesn't have the turning capabilities it normally would. Holding me up. Was deep on the brakes to try and make the dive work, realised, hang on, I'm not making this, I've got cut the corner. Which isn't as bad as what the Toyota did. But then just trying not to get track limit points and rejoin safely, they held us up a little bit, which is annoying. Right, we are going to be pitting at the end of this lap to take on 6 laps of fuel. I can guarantee that we're not going to beat out either of the BMWs that we can see on the standings page in the top right. Also, good example of the Peugeot. Despite getting in front of us before the braking zone, they kept to the inside, left the outside lane free for us to brake into, since the GT3 cars can actually brake a little bit later than the Hypercars. So if, in that situation, if the Peugeot pulled over on us, you know, of course we'd also then take the air off the car, the downforce, the drag, which lengthens our braking zone and would potentially lead to us running into the back of them. Into the pits, just taking a little bit safer than what I sort of practiced with, since we have very worn tires. We get going, they're coming by pit entry, the 2 cars that we want to try and beat out. Onto the pit straight here. They are just both gonna pass us. There goes the second one. There's our targets. Ten and a half minutes to go. Car feeling a little nicer on the front end coming out of the pits, since the tyres have just cooled back down towards their operating window. But they will not be staying there for long. (2:07) last lap for the car in front of us. I would assume that was a per lap, because that is very slow. Fortunately, the car in P8 isn't appearing on our relative, so we can't see what lap times they're running. Cutting the track slightly just because we have a little bit more grip, and that BMW has dropped down now. So interesting, we're within 2 seconds of P8, currently sitting in P10. We maybe have about 5 laps to go here. We might have to feel safe just a little bit. We might be like 0.1 of a lap short. So much understeer through T1. That's a really bad place to be parked. Let's see how much we're closing up to the BMWs in front, especially the red BMW, the number 31. Wide there for car in front. If we want to try and get P8, we can't lose too much time fighting this BMW. I thought about maybe a dive would be possible, but thought it'd be too risky. BMW has a slide off the curb and allows us to make our way through up to P9. P8 is just 1 second in front of us. And they're out wide. I'm going to pull out now before the fry catches us. BMW outbrakes themselves. I think they got into the wall, I'm not too sure. Couldn't quite see it on the mirror. Gonna hold straight while the Toyota passes us, but that's us back up to 8th place. And we've done it a bit quicker than I thought we would. I'm very much suspecting that neither of those two BMWs took new tyres, and so they're struggling a little bit more than I am. That would mean our tyres are about 9 laps fresher than them. Also just seen a photo from earlier on in the race posted in the Discord of a Toyota upside down at what looks like sunset. Interesting. Anyway, we can't afford any mistakes. To the end of the race, 2 BMWs are still right on our tail. Five minutes left in the race. BMWs closing us on up. Closing in on us a little bit. The Porsche just wasn't close enough. That's lost them a lot of time. That's P3. So those hypercars not fighting for position, and there the Judah Porsche allows the podium positioned Works Porsche in front. Where are you going? I mean, I appreciate you waiting up, but that was silly. I mean, maybe we can catch back up to this BMW and retake P8. Actually, it's P7 now. One of the BMWs further up the field has DNF'd this lap that we're currently on. Shame for them. Back within a second of the BMW in front. We've got Peugeot coming here. Go be close with the BMW. Oh, I just about got that slowed down for the BMW. Seems like they wanted to let the Peugeot through. Look how much the BMW is struggling with understeer. We're going to be on the inside. BMW's going to let us through. And go away, game. I don't need a pit stop. The race ends in a lap or two. There will be one more lap, looking at where the leader is. There is damage on the car. Good to know. Looks like there's a close fight too for P5 in front of us that we can see on the standings. So yeah, leader is on their final lap. As the timer hits 0. Yeah, we're pulling well clear of both BMWs behind. Maybe the BMW that tagged us has more sufficient damage. That's my only guess as we start our final lap now. Says we have 1.0 laps as we were going through turn 1, so we should need to fuel save. Yeah, the leading LMP car Or Hypercars go be coming up on the leading GTE car. And they have finished the race. I will say, GT3 car is very satisfying, right? Those few corners. Very satisfying. Much more satisfying than the Hypercars, to be honest. And into Sunset Bend for the last time this race. It will be P11 with 1 litre of fuel left, 0.3%, or 1 litre, 0.1 litre of fuel left. .3% of energy. Yeah, it doesn't get much closer than that. Yeah, it's a shame not to be up there. I mean, we're following the car that finished P3 in the end. I think that BMW that was chasing us down as well started from the back of the grid. So that's why they were sort of so far back, despite having so much pace, and our fastest lap times nearly identical. They were just 2,000ths quicker than us. Shame to see so many DNFs though. Only 10 GT3s finishing from 15, well, a third of the field DNF'd in GT3s. 3 Hypercars is not as bad. But yeah, a shame to see that. Well, that is going to be it for LMU for now. Am I pressing? That. There we go. I suppose. You know what? Maybe. Go have a little look at the replay here. Before we switch over to LMU as we normally do. So just waiting for the replay to load, since loading times on LMU don't seem the best. Okay, this lap thing is annoying. Alright, I think it's this point here. Yeah, that's a very tight space. I mean, let's see, that one, no, that one. Yeah, ultimately there's just not enough space there. Yeah, and then we were... Yep, into the wall. That was quite a heavy crash. I just realized I'm not showing this. Well done me. Professional streamer. So you can see here, just not enough space left by the Porsche. You know, because we don't brake until sort of halfway between the 300 and the 200 board here. You know, whereas the Porsche there was braking before the 300. You know, that's why you need to leave the room, because of the GT3s being able to brake later. You know, they can sort of come back alongside you in the braking zone. Yeah, and the Porsche just didn't leave us quite enough room. Yeah, as they hit the brakes, they've just come across a bit too much. And they have apologised, in fairness. But yeah, Pierce into this spin. Yeah, about 50 kilometers an hour into the wall. Quite a bit on the rear left. And just want to see here. The controls are very weird. I can't tell which one of those tires is out of whack. One thing I do like is you can see it's the left-hand side of the car's been damaged. Whereas in other games, like Forza, you would have seen the right-hand side of the car being damaged as well. As getting into the sun a little bit. Yeah, these controls are quite weird. Now these are sort of like broadcast angles. I do this here, yeah, that's much more natural. Yeah, I think it's probably the rear wheel there that's out of line. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh well. We will move on to our next race tomorrow, when we will have a 30-minute race on Assetto Corsa in the Gide S1600. I was just giving a little bit of a go earlier today to get a thumbnail for tomorrow, which I could show. I could show the thumbnail for tomorrow, just to show you what the car looks like. Here we go. That's what we're driving tomorrow, around a Finnish circuit called Avenisto, the Gide 1600S. It's like a small, lightweight sports car, classic sports car. You know, you can kind of, it does give off a bit Ford GT40 vibes, a little bit, like sort of the smaller brother vibes. That's the sort of what I get from this car. So we'll be getting that stream scheduled later tonight. But in the meantime, let us switch over and end the stream off with the Art of Rally daily stage, as we usually do. Well, we did do the weekly event on Wednesday, so let's just have a quick check of where we sit on the leaderboard in that. It's 113th because, yeah, we had a couple of bad stages. That's no weekly event or daily event. On Wednesday, we finished 29th. We had a good daily event. Could have been a little bit better. We've liked it to have been a little bit better. Not as good as the 20th we got on Sunday. But let's see what we can do today. Group S at Germany, short 4.2 kilometer tarmac stage in the fog. This is one of the concept cars. I can't remember what it's based on. Little bit wide there. Deep into these junctions, they kind of make up a chicane. Just about got the car turned into that right-hander after the jump. upshifted when I meant to downshift because I went to hit the handbrake as well and kind of confused myself. Well, that's deep into there. Just about kept out of the hay bales. Little hay bale chicane here as we get into a corner lined by cobbles. And then really missing the turn in for that final left-hander. Across line 147.7, that's a very messy stage. Puts us 33rd, which isn't too bad in fairness, top 10%, but yeah, definitely could have been better. Could have been much tidier, but yeah, that is what we will have to put up with. I also just noticed while I Art of Rally didn't automatically minimize there when I pressed transition on OBS, which is nice. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's stream. Unfortunately, how that race went is looking like it could have been a good race or sort of a three-way fight for third. But yeah, that instant with the prototype, unfortunately. A good sort of recovery drive. It wasn't exciting, but we did just about get up to P7 in the end after a car, another BMW crashed out quite late on. So yeah, of course, did have the little tangle with the BMW, which was a bit annoying, but we got back to where we were before that, so not too bothered by it. No point getting too sort of upset by it. But yeah, that was all right race. Next week in the series, we have. If I just get my calendar, next week we are at Bahrain. So we are. It will be nice to return Bahrain. We've done one race there in the past in the LMP2s. That was a fun race. Didn't really go our way. We made well, we got caught out with the starting sequence. That's like our second race on the game. Yeah, so starting from pole, we got caught out with the starting sequence. Started from pit lane. Fun trying to challenge our way back up, but then when we were in a battle with an LMP2 car, also started with pit lane from with us. As we were making our way past GT3 cars, we kind of got caught out and ended up sort of spinning without contact. Just unfortunate, sort of getting caught out and making a mistake because of that. And yeah, made it quite difficult. Thanks, game, that for not having neutral bounded that race or unbinding all my controls before that race. That cost us a lot of time. But yeah. That was a fun race. Looking forward to getting back to Bahrain. It's a decent circuit, so yeah, will be interesting to drive it in the GT3 cars. But also over the weekend, of course, we've got a few races tomorrow at 6:45 p.m. UK time. We're back on the original Assetto Corsa for, as I was showing, the Jide 1600S race at Avenisto. That's a short 30-minute race. And we might do a little bit of Forza after that. Might do one of the auto balance races because that's on week 4, and theoretically the second race should be starting after the South Corsa race is finished. So we'll probably do that Forza race. A little bit of double duty tomorrow. See how far we can get up in the Genetis since we have a bit of a PI advantage over everyone else, having only made one round of one of the 3 weeks that there has been so far. And then on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we've got the 2.4 hour round Watkins Glen. Hopefully we can have another good run there. Though I'm not expecting it to be as good as it was last week at Misano in the wet, mainly because it's not in the wet. And that was a very good run last week. And then on Monday at 9 p.m. UK time, so quite a bit later, we have a 45-minute race around Monza, the last of our Monday series in the LMP2 cars. Hopefully we'll get more than 5 sign-ups, people racing in the LMP2 class there, but doing a little bit of practice today. Fuel saving for that race is going to be very difficult, and I don't think I miscalculated the race distance this time. I made sure to put in 45 times 60. But yeah, fuel save. The long straights at Monza, I think, are going to be very fuel thirsty. So that will probably include a pit stop this time. but we'll see if anyone does. We'll see. We'll see. And then next Wednesday, we're back for our Hypercar series, starting at 7 p.m. Sorry, 6:30 p.m. For that Wednesday series. Where we will have a 90-minute race around Interlagos in Hypercars. So back to Interlagos, probably the track we've done the most races around, probably because it's the newest track to the game. But yeah, another race around there. And then, as already mentioned, we have Bahrain next week in the Friday series here. So that's our plans for the next week. I'll hopefully get those streams scheduled today or tomorrow. So you can get time zone conversions if you need them, and set reminders on YouTube if you so wish. But yeah, until tomorrow evening, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, Kiki, for popping in, and anyone else that was lurking. I'll hopefully see all y'all throughout the weekend. But yeah, until next time, take care. Have a good start to your weekend, and bye bye.